Today is another great day to join us, to have a cup of tea, and to dive deep into feminine and herbal wisdom. I'm so excited and happy that you're here spending this day with us. I've got a couple of things I really want to share with you. I've been working on something for a really long time. It's been brewing and brewing and brewing, and finally today's the day I get to talk about it. I'm super excited about that, so I want you to listen in. And also we're going to be talking and sharing a lot about Lemon Balm and Motherwort. And we're going to be talking about how these two beautiful botanicals can really improve our lives. And honestly, the more we spend with these botanicals, the better our lives will be. And if this is the first time you're meeting me, my name is Maria Chowdhury, and I am an herbalist and a midwife, and the founder and creator of Birth Song Botanicals. And I always like to say we make nourishing herbal remedies for women and children. But I want to add to that today. You know what I want to say today? We make medicine. You know what? We make medicine so mothers can feed their babies. We make medicine so women don't bleed too much, so they don't suffer from unnecessary pain. We make medicine that lifts their spirits and their immune systems, all the while keeping their children healthy, and so they can get a good night's sleep and they can feel really good in their lives. And that's what Birth Song Botanicals does. And that's why I'm really glad you're here and we're doing this together. And so I want to share a couple of things, little housekeeping things. So I'm in the front of the camera and Heaven's behind the camera, and we're sharing this on Facebook Live. And we're also recording this for our podcast. So to hear the audio, you can go to SoundCloud and go to Birth Song Botanicals, and then you'll find this audio. It'll be up by tomorrow. And you can find all the other audios of other talks we've done in the past. Right? And so I'm about to share with you something that I've been really working on for a long time. Do you know how it is in your life when you're like, oh, that's a good idea. We should do that someday. And then you say that again, oh yeah, that's a really good idea. Someday. And then one day, all of a sudden, someday is today. And then you're like, oh, here we are. So that's really an example of what's happening right now. And so this is like the fresh off the press. This is not anywhere else. I'm going to share with you the two new products that we're unveiling and releasing. And honestly, these have not even been professionally photographed yet. They're not available anywhere except for on our website. They're not in stores. They're not on Amazon. They're just right here. And we're in this process. I'm really just in this process of chucking perfection and just allowing the process to unfold. And I'm inviting you in to see this process of how we develop and create and release new products. We haven't released a new product in a really long time. So the first one I'm going to share with you is Menstrual Harmony. Heaven's going to show a picture. And you know what? I feel like I got a little ahead of myself really quick, Heaven. Is there anybody listening? I really want to invite the people that are listening before I get too deep into this talk. I was just so excited about what I wanted to say. But I want to check in with everyone, the people that are here, to let us know where they're listening from. And if you're drinking a cup of tea, let us know what's in your cup of tea. Because what we're drinking in our cup of tea is really delicious. It's red raspberry leaf, nettle, lemon balm, peppermint, motherwort, and rose hips. And if you've been hanging out with me for a little while, you know I've talked extensively about all of those, or I'm about to talk extensively about them. But I'm so curious what you would be drinking today. So go ahead and put that in the comments so we can share our tea together. Have a sip. Okay, so I'm going to continue on then. I guess I should have just kept being excited about what I wanted to say. Anyway, so Menstrual Harmony. Menstrual Harmony regulates a menstruation. And it's essentially what I'd like to say about that is if you're wanting a regular, dependable cycle, then you need to have regular and dependable habits and a regular and dependable life. And when you're, not sleeping through the night, or traveling, or just living a really stressful life, or extremely exercising, or have been really ill, or just off your center, it's really likely that your cycle will be too, because the cycle is just a reflection of our lifestyle. And there's other components that go into it. I don't want to just totally minimize it. But at the same time, this remedy is unique from all our other remedies. All our other remedies are based on symptoms. You only really need to take cycle relief when you have a cramp, right? You only really need to take and have children's respiratory support if your child is having a cough. However, Menstrual Harmony is something that I encourage you to have every single day, to have a dropper every morning at the same time, and give it several months. It's not a fast thing. When you're kind of spinning out of control, you don't just suddenly stop, right? You have to slowly start to coordinate and synchronize and harmonize. So allow yourself some time for this whole process to unfold. So taking a dropper every day in the morning, consistently for at least 3 months, and in that time, it should start to elicit your powers of observation and your curiosity. So you start to write down what your cycle is like. You start to write down what your fertile mucus is like, what your cycle looks like when it starts, what your symptoms are, what it looks like when it ends, how many days you flow. You start to become really aware of your cycle, and then other ways that your body is responding to your cycle and how your emotions are responding to your cycle. And that awareness in and of itself starts to facilitate and allow this harmonization process to unfold. Menstrual Harmony is a beautiful blend. It has red raspberry leaf and motherwort, which we'll talk about today. And it also has an adaptogenic herb called ashwagandha. And next week we'll talk all about ashwagandha. Menstrual Harmony can be a companion to cycle relief. So if a woman has irregular cycles and has heavy cycles and with painful cramps and lots of emotional upheaval and just turmoil, then she would benefit from both of them. If the woman has irregular cycles, but then it's not too uncomfortable really, it's just all over the place, then she would really benefit from Menstrual Harmony. If the woman has regular cycles, but then they are just really painful and really heavy, then she would benefit from cycle relief. So some women would benefit from both of them, and some women would just have one or the other. So I wanted to open that up to you. Menstrual Harmony and cycle relief, they're companions, and yet they also have their own individuality. Let's talk a little bit about Solid and Serene. I'm inviting Heaven to smile too, because she gets so serious in these lives, and I'm like, come on, bring the fun. We're being fun here. Okay, Solid and Serene. She's showing you what Solid and Serene looks like. And I want to share how I even got the name Solid and Serene. The first time I even heard the word Solid and Serene, I took this course online. It was called My Birth Business Rocks. It was awesome. Karen Brody and Stephanie Dawn, this dynamic duo, taught this class together. I took it years ago when I was practicing midwife to learn all about my offerings and how to professionalize my business and to make it be more of a business rather than just this little service that I offered in my house. And Karen Brody is a pretty amazing person, and I think I should link to her at the end of this talk in the description, because she's influenced me and taught me quite a bit. So what I want to tell you is Karen Brody used to live in Arkansas, and then moved to New York. But when she was here, she did this beautiful small book called The Midwives of Arkansas. And it was right when I was an apprentice and I was just becoming licensed. So I didn't make it into the book, but my mentors did. And then she moved, and then she wrote this play called Birth. If you've seen Birth, put that in the comments. And if you haven't seen Birth, you really want to go see the play Birth. And then also, she was on this big kick of bringing red tents into every neighborhood. And so it was my first experience with the red tent. So the play Birth and the red tent, and then after that, I started hosting a bunch of red tent ceremonies. And then she taught this class called Bold, and she taught this other class called Yoga Nidra, and that's really influenced my meditation styles. And actually, you've received some of those teachings when I do these guided meditations at the end of these talks. I'm telling you all this because Solidly Serene, I heard it from either her or Stephanie Dawn. Actually, I think it might have been Stephanie Dawn who said it. And Stephanie Dawn is another really beautiful woman and brilliant teacher. And she's going through her biggest healing journey she's ever been on in her life. So we're sending her love right now. And in this course, years ago, they sent us through this guided meditation. And in this guided meditation, it was to find our voice and our message and our offerings and what we're taking to the world. And Stephanie said, and now you're standing solidly serene in your authentic truth. And I never forgot those words. And so when I was putting together these herbs and coming up with my next product, it had to be solid and serene. So solid and serene, I can describe it in two different ways. And this is brand new, so we'll see which way you resonate with the most. I can see it like this. So do you know the times in your life when you have, I don't know, it feels like a little bit of broken pieces. Things are a little broken, a little shattered, a little disjunct, not quite fitting together nice and harmoniously the way you want it to. It looks a little messy. And then you have that perspective, oh, it's a little broken, a little messy. I don't, no me gusta. But then, you know, I'm all about perspective and shifting your perspective. So when you shift your perspective and you put all those broken pieces together, then you know what you have? You have a kaleidoscope. A kaleidoscope is a collection of all these beautiful shattered pieces. And when you look at them, each time the kaleidoscope moves, it creates and reveals another beautiful picture that's unique and never repeated. It is a process that's continuously unfolding. Our life is an art. It's the art of living and the art of being alive. So it may appear broken, or it can be a beautiful kaleidoscope. And so Solid and Serene helps you shift your perspective so that you see those pieces not as broken, but as art. Also, I can see it as the integration. So you can see all those broken pieces. So back to Karen Brody. Karen Brody taught this meditation style called Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra is this beautiful practice. Actually, I've practiced meditation for years and years and years and years, and it is probably the easiest, most simple practice to ever do and get the quickest results from. Solidly Serene is an expression. It's actually now a physical form of a Yoga Nidra practice, which is pretty cool. That's called manifestation. All right, cool. So what I'm trying to say is, in our culture, when we have a negative feeling, I feel stressed, we just try to cover it up with, oh yeah, I'm okay. Oh, I'm really overwhelmed. It's under control. Which we're lying to ourselves. We're just trying to cover up. We're sticking a Band-Aid. We're just trying to oscillate from one thing to another thing, just trying to replace what we don't like with something else. But we didn't really fully integrate, because we're never fully always stressed, and we're never really fully always okay, right? We're almost, actually, in every moment, we're simultaneously stressed and okay. Simultaneously. So when you can bring stressed and okay together, they become integrated, then you find your center, you become whole, then you become solid and serene. So I see solid and serene as the integration of all the aspects of ourselves. And when you integrate them into your body, they transform and open up into something new. And that new thing is Solid and Serene. So Solid and Serene is for you when you have a really busy mind, when you're stressed and overwhelmed, or your heart is nervous and anxious. Solid and Serene is there to support you in those times. And I'm really grateful and excited to offer them to you. So here's what I'm going to do. Since this is brand new, I was trying to think, okay, how do we get these to you? I want to try it out and see what you think. So for the first 3 people that tell us in the comments what one of these 2 products seems like the most appropriate fit for them right now in their life, like is it the Menstrual Harmony or is it the Solid and Serene? Which one fits you the best? If you can tell us in the comments which one fits you the best, and and you share this Facebook Live on your page so that your friends and your family can hear and your tribe can hear about it, and you let us know that you did that, the first 3 people, we'll send you one. We'll be happy to send you one. And then you can tell us all about it, and you can leave a comment and testimonial. So I'm going to remind you at the end of this talk about that, but I encourage you to do that now while we're together. Okay? So I'm going to have a sip and a deep breath. Are there comments or people? So
we have 3 people watching us today.
Perfect. Wait, I'm glad you're here. Cheers. Have a sip. All right, let's keep moving. 1, 2, 3. Let's talk about motherwort. So motherwort is pretty phenomenal herb. It's in the mint family. I don't have a fresh motherwort. I can show you what it looks like dried in a jar. And I can show you what it looks like in an amber jar. Not really, and I can show you that it's in these products. But I don't have a beautiful fresh motherwort. But I want to tell you a story about a motherwort plant. So when I was living in our old house, Sequoia was probably like 4 or 5 years old. I was being a midwife, had a garden. Life was good, but it had its stresses, you know. Young midwife, young mom, just trying to do my best. And I had this car, this like silly pink car. It's a little bit irrelevant, but it was this bubble gum car, and her name was Rosie. Anyways, I would pull into the driveway, and there was this plant right when I opened the door. And I have a habit of just letting the plants grow wherever it is they grow, because that's what nature does. So there was this one plant that was like the door, when I opened it, would bump this plant, and then when I'd get out, it would like kind of touch my leg. And it didn't hurt, but it's a little bit prickly enough that it caught my attention. And I remember being really frustrated and thinking, oh, I'm going to just get rid of that plant. But fortunately, one of my friends was there. I think it might have been Jennifer. I'm not sure who it was. I think it was a midwife, Jennifer. And she was like, oh my goodness, that's motherwort. And it was a pretty plant. I knew it was a pretty plant, and just in my mind, it was in the wrong place. And she was like, no. It's not in the wrong place. It's in the right place. It's right in your path. It's telling you, I'm here for you right now. You need me. Hey, stop what you're doing. Have some motherwort. And so I took her advice, and I started drinking motherwort tea. Well, really, I started drinking motherwort tea and then realized it's really bitter, and so you have to blend it with a bunch of other herbs. So I blended it just like today, with some red raspberry leaf and nettle and some oat straw and some peppermint, and it's delicious. But when you just drink motherwort tea, just know it's pretty bitter. But that bitterness is cooling in your system, and that bitterness is really great for digestion. That bitterness is a part of its strength. So motherwort, its name is the lion-hearted, Leonardus cardacea, the lion-hearted. And it helps encourage and inspire for you to be courageous, right? It also there's an image of strength. It inspires strength. But strength doesn't always mean the strongest, the fittest, strongest one that pushes through. Strength often means it's the one that's soft. It's the one that's supple, that's patient, that can listen and hear and follow. That's the sign of true strength. So motherwort is an herb for women and really for everyone that wants to bolster strength, and I mean that gentle strength. And it's a cardiotonic, so it's great for your heart. So it's great for your physical heart, for heart palpitations and heartbeat. But it's also great for the spirit heart, right? The spirit heart. And motherwort this is a little bit of the art of herbalism, right? So I'm sure it's not in a scientific textbook. The things in the scientific textbook are about the tonic. That's a heart tonic. It's great for your thyroid. It's a mood elevator. It's simultaneously a mood elevator and like bolsts you up, but then also kind of settles you down. Those are in the textbook, but this is what is not in the textbook. Motherwort is for our dynamic relationship with the mother. So we have a mother. Some of us are mothers. Some of us will be mothers. And on Facebook, all day yesterday I saw, and this morning, all these pictures about mothers sharing pictures of their daughters. And I know as a midwife, I sat on the couch with hundreds of women, and oftentimes this mother dynamic showed up in our conversations. So we have within us this lovable mother. There's parts of our mother, of our own mother, that's within our character and our personality that we love. We're super excited about. We are like, oh my gosh, I got that from my mom. And there's also parts of us from our mom that's a little bit more shadow. It's a little bit more aspects that we don't really want. So there's the lovable mother, and there's the dreaded mother. The lovable and the dreaded. And we all hold that inside ourselves. Motherwort is an herb to help harmonize and unify both the dreaded and the lovable mother. It's a lot like Solid and Serene. It's a lot like the yoga Nidra of I am dreaded and I'm lovable. And when you can bring both dreaded and lovable together, you're solid and serene, but you're also whole. You're also real. You're also authentic. And motherwort helps with that. Motherwort also helps with, I'm going to create a scenario that I had in that same kitchen of that house that I was living in, and with the pink car and the motherwort growing in the wrong spot. Is at the time we didn't have cell phones, we had house phones, and I'm cooking dinner and it's summertime and it's hot and there's mosquitoes biting my leg, and my husband's about to walk through the door and he's like all crabby after work, and I'm way late from cooking, and Sequoia's sitting on the floor and he keeps asking, can I have a cupcake? Hey, I need a cupcake. Mom, hey mom. And he's crying and he's whining and he's crawling and he's like just around bothering me, and the phone is ringing, and I got a woman that's starting labor, and I'm overtired and I'm overstressed and I'm really about to lose it. Like legit, like I can really feel my blood boiling, right? And I remember, you can't lose it. You can't. I mean, you can lose it a little bit, but you really can't. You got to hold it together. You got to feed your family. You got to get ready to go to this birth. You got to pull yourself together. That's just how it is, right? So I remember taking the tincture, taking a deep breath, probably yelling at Sequoia a little bit, and then taking some more tincture, and you could just feel it kind of wash over you. Just the ability to stay focused on the task at hand in an incredibly stressful environment, and yet stay really clear and really capable, and you allow yourself to slow down, and you allow yourself to not get so frazzled so quickly. Motherwort helps with that. Motherwort, when you have motherwort pretty regularly, it also helps it so you're not in those stressful situations as often. So here's the motherwort. Have a sip. Let's see what products of ours have motherwort in them. Motherwort is in Menstrual Harmony, our new. Motherwort is also in Fertile Ground. Fertile Ground helps prepare your body so that your uterus can be tonified and supported. It's also blended with other herbs that support your hormone system so that you can have regular cycles too, but it helps prepare your uterine lining for implantation. So it improves your chances of success for conception. And it seems like we should put motherwort in more things. However, the reason it's not in a lot of things is because motherwort is totally safe for postpartum. Actually, yeah, motherwort is in cycle relief, and motherwort is in nurtured mother. It's totally safe for postpartum, but in the books that I read, I've had some people say it was okay in pregnancy, but most of the books that I read say it's not safe for pregnancy, so I've kept it to only postpartum or menstruating herbs, so it should be avoided in pregnancy. Okay. Wow. So who's next? Lemon Balm. Lemon Balm. Lemon Balm. Her name is Melissa. You know that song, Sweet Melissa? I think they're talking about the plant. Might be a girl. Could be the plant, though. Because the plant is beautiful. She's like the most joyful, uplifting, sweet, lemony flavor. Her name is essentially the joy plant, the joyful plant. She is like, once again, embodies this whole gentle strength. She is gentle and soft and appropriate for babies and for young children, for pregnancy and for breastfeeding moms. She's appropriate for menstruation and for your menopause years and for your wisdom years. She's appropriate for every life stage, right? And yet she's so powerful. She's powerful specifically against viruses. And one specific virus is the herpes virus, the herpes simplex virus. So that can be expressed in oral herpes outbreaks or genital herpes outbreaks. And so drinking strong infusions of lemon balm, tinctures of lemon balm, placing lemon balm tincture or lemon balm poultice on the sore is a great way to get rid of herpes simplex. You know, herpes simplex might come back again and again, but it'll help prevent it so it doesn't come back as quickly, and it helps reduce the outbreak once it's there. Also, but lemon balm is just this like great for fevers. It's mildly antiseptic, antibacterial. It's great for when children are whining and crying and restless and can't really sleep. It's great for mood, for depression, when somebody's depressed and sad and just really heavy with life. Lemon balm it's not a stimulant, but it is an uplifting, enhancing, supporting herb. And it is really, it's just, I guess I want to just think of it as like friendly. I think of it like it doesn't taste sweet, but it's friendly and soft and just sweet joy. Like your heart just opens up. So you have motherwort, which is great for your heart. And then you have lemon balm, which is great for your heart, and that's what we're drinking right now. And I honestly really do feel like my heart is open and feel connected, and I feel that heaven is feeling that same way.
Agreed.
Yeah, and so cheers. There's so much more we could be saying about lemon balm, and I'll be talking more about lemon balm because these two products that I mentioned, Menstrual Harmony and Solid and Serene, are the first two of many that will be coming out. It's just that I don't have a timeline. I don't have a timeline for it, so I got to keep you guessing. Because guess what? I'm still guessing, but I'm working on it. And one of the products that's coming is all about joy. So Solid and Serene will be helpful for that, for eliciting and inspiring more joy. Solid and Serene, I would say, is a little bit more just for like coming to your center, right? And the one that will be coming soon, that has lemon balm, is going to be about coming to your center and rising and expanding and being lifted out of the fog, out of the depression, out of the sadness. So this is a little coming to center, integration, and the one that will follow will be expanding, right? So be on the lookout for that, and I'll talk to you about that and share that with you. We're getting close to doing our meditation now. So I'm going to take a deep breath and have another sip. Is there anything that I should know about? Okay. So I invite you to get comfortable. You can either be seated, laying down, or standing, just like myself. Focus your breath and turn yourself inward and look within. Soften your eyes. Soften your body. Soften your mind. Breathing in and out. Slowly and deeply. Bring your attention to your feet, to the soles of your feet. Allow your soles to be deeply rooted in the earth. Become aware of the sensations of your feet as you bring this energy up into your ankles and into your calf muscles. Feeling yourself soften as you let the energy rise up through your knees and through your legs, the tops of your thighs and backs of your thighs. Softening and opening. Opening into your pelvis. Softening your pelvis and your pelvic floor. Allowing your breath to enter into all the organs and spaces of your pelvis. And if you're pregnant, imagine and connect with and merge with your baby. And send some love and appreciation to your womb and to your baby. Breathing slowly and deeply. And even if there is no baby in your womb, and even if your uterus has been removed, send love and appreciation into this womb space and fill it with joy and connection. Breathing in and out, slowly and deeply. Continue to allow your body to soften and open as you pull this energy up your back and up your chest and out your shoulders and down your arms to your elbows, your wrists, your fingers. Allow that energy to go beyond your fingertips. Feeling yourself simultaneously relaxed and expanded. Bring your attention up through your neck, the front of your neck and the back of your neck, into your jaw, into the back of your head, rising up the back of your head to the top of your head, and from your jaw, through your mouth, your tongue, your lips, your teeth, through your nose, both nostrils, through your eyeballs and eyelids and eyelashes even, through your ears, both ears, and your forehead. Extend your energy through the top of your head to the crown, and allow it to expand beyond the top of your head. You're being lifted up and rooted. You're relaxed and expanded simultaneously, full of potential. Take a moment and listen. What do you hear? Take a moment and smell. What do you smell? Take a moment to taste. What do you taste? Take a moment to feel. What are you feeling? And to see, even with your eyes closed, what do you see? Now turn your attention to your heartbeat, into your heart space. You know you're there when you feel your heart beating. You feel your pulse. Acknowledge your heart and acknowledge your mother, the mother dynamic in your heart. What comes up for you? If your lion heart, your mother heart, were to have a message for you today, what would that message be? Allow the message to come to you freely. Once that message comes to you, give yourself an inner smile. Start to bring your attention back. Start to slowly, softly loosen your body and move in subtle, gentle movements that brings your attention back into this room, back to this space. Bring your energy down, back down, into your center. And the center of your body is into your womb space or below your belly button. Bring this energy like it's a ball down into your pelvis and lower abdomen. And once that energy's there, you can start to, I'm rocking back and forth slowly on my toes. Starting to unwind and uncoil my neck. Opening my eyes and unwinding my hands. Allowing myself to become fully present in this room. Fully engaged with my breath. When you're ready, I invite you to take a nice deep cleansing breath. Feeling the gratitude, feeling the expansion, feeling the connection. I have one hand on my heart and one hand on my womb, and I am connecting with myself and with you. I'm appreciative. Thank you for spending the day drinking tea, learning about herbs, seeing this process unfold. of how we bring new things and we manifest new things and how we're inspired by our teachers. I want to invite you, I want to remind you, if you let us know in the comments for the first 3 people which one is the right fit for you. Is it Solid and Serene, or is it Menstrual Harmony? If you tell us in the comments and share it on your Facebook page and let us know that you did that, then we'll be happy to send you one. I also want to remind you that Lady in Waiting, this is the last few days for that. On October 1st, we're going to not offer it anymore. We'll still have the 4-ounce bags, but we'll not have the tea tin. I also want to remind you to join us next week. Next week we're going to be talking about adaptogenic herbs, specifically about ashwagandha. Really excited about that. And I also want to honestly, I want to ask you to do what everybody else asks you to do, which is, follow us on Facebook and Instagram and, listen to stuff on SoundCloud. We do it for you, for us. And I am just going to say goodbye, and sweet friends, drink deep and always walk in beauty. Cheers.